How y'all doing, Vape fam? Welcome to another episode of the Ohm Kiwis, coming at you from little old New Zealand at the bottom of the world. I am MOXLEY, and this is Damigan.
As Damigan.
And we're the Ohm Kiwis. Yeah, use Damigan. How you doing, though? I'm a bit frazzled today.
Oh, so am I.
I feel like this. I'm all over the place.
Oh no, I'm more physically frazzled. Kind of had to run around like a headless chicken. And Flatmate decided to start work early. Yeah, so I had to try and deal with the wee sprog before jumping online to ensure that she was okay, whilst I've left her alone with the TV.
Ah, bless. Well, hopefully she doesn't get into too much trouble. Loose with the TV. All right. Okay, we're up on YouTube, hun. We're rolling. Oh, bless. Okay, guys. So tonight we are just vaping and chilling with y'all. Yes, we will be announcing the DrippinDolls winner in a wee bit. We'll do our wee intro and yada yada first. And yeah, and then we will get to the winner of a military or a beanie of the DrippinDolls. We've got just above my hand there, oh, hang on, get my hand right, is the NZ Dolls Lips in green, and up there we have the DrippinDolls beanie. So the winner gets choice what they would like. And of course, as we told you guys last week, all entrants, this is globally open to you all. It was. As soon as we went live, that comp ended. So close now, guys. But if you are overseas and you are a winner, just to cover shipping costs for me to get the hat to you guys. And yeah, we'll announce that winner very shortly. I see a few people rolling in. Chat's starting to move, honey. I hope everybody's having a fabulous day. It's been a weird summer day down here. Hot, muggy, cold, hot, cold, hot. I don't think it knew what it was doing today.
Oh gosh, at my end it started off really sunny. Like I was awake quite early this morning. I was up. Oh god, it was like just before 7, and the sun was already creeping through like my curtains, and I was like, no, I don't want to open the curtains now. I'll get blinded. And then I think a little later in the day, I think it was sort of like reaching around midday-ish, between midday and 1 or something, it was overcast, and now it's cleared right on up again. And I was like, oh, why couldn't you stay around, clouds? Why?
Need some clouds. Yeah, albeit I didn't have full on sun today. I was still out in the garden sweating my bum off. So yeah, definitely feels like summer here, that's for sure. All right, we got some fams rolling in. I see yous. Trying not to get the old reflection in the glasses. You guys know the deal. All right, let's do some shout outs, eh? I see some fams I haven't seen in a little while, actually. So, big loves going out there to one of our NZ Dolls, Lexus. Loves out to Auckland. And Christine, Beauty and the Vapors in the house. Big love going out to her, one of our dolls over in America. And she hasn't been well of late. So, big loves, Chris. Mwah. We've missed seeing you round, honey. I hope you're feeling better. I know the feels because you know I haven't been well lately, or the last few months either. So, I hope you are on the mend, my darling. Who else is hanging out? We've got Mr. Carrot Head in the house. Hi, Bean. We'll go out there to another one of our NZ Dolls, Miss Jen, one half of 44 South. And we got, of course, another doll, Miss Maxie in the house. What's up? Hey, we got Lawrence hanging out, Mr. McLevel. And who else we've got rolling by? Hey, Shakira, how you doing, honey? And we got Tony hanging out. What's up to Christchurch? And we've got a Yeti in the house, darling. Hi, Yeti.
Hi, Yeti.
Oh, I keep going sideways. It's on my heart. There we go. Loves. And of course, hey to all you lurkers. Hey to the lurkers. Stop lurkers.
I noticed the cat coming.
Miss Nietzsche just rolled in. Oh, and I see a Vince as well. Hello, darlings. Oh, bless. We always love it when you guys come in here and say hi. And of course, if you're out there lurking, just log into the old YouTube and jump in live chat if you want a shout out. Your name will pop up for us today. Hi. How y'all?
I'm trying to pour a glass of water and it sounded bad.
Yeah, I was just about to say, what was that?
I actually have to pick up the glass now so I can pour it down the side of the glass. Like, no, I am not taking a whiz.
Are you sure? Are you sure? Funny.
Don't make me bring up the dags.
You shush your face. Megan's making fun of me because we were talking on the phone earlier this afternoon while I was out in the garden and weeding my garden. Oh, torturous weeding of the garden. I have a property inspection coming up next week before the show, so I have been madly running around and actually a lot of this, all my beautiful vape gear behind me, it'll be coming down tonight after the show because I have to tidy up my lounge for the landlord and the owner of my house. So it's a big, scary property inspection. And I was being bitten by mozzies out in the garden, and I'm conveniently wearing a hat today because I've got 2 big lumps on my forehead where the mozzies wanted to bite me. And
they did bite you.
Well, yeah, they did. And I got mozzie bites all down my arms. Yeah, I react to them a little bit.
Whee!
And I got bitten by mozzies elsewhere, which Megs is going to make fun of me for. But, you know, those mozzies, you know, they get places. They do. You know. Don't deny.
Your imagination's going to go insane.
They get places. Hi, we got a Russ in the house. How you doing, honey? Cool. We got a little fams rolling in. How is the fams? I hope everybody is fabulous. Now before we
go snap, crackle, pop.
Before we get to the giveaway and what have you, me and Megan and I have been having a weird discussion this afternoon on where the show is going. Where are we heading, guys? We want some input from you. We have been at this nearly 2 years. We have been at it 2 years in time, but nearly 2 years in equaling episodes because we've missed a few weeks due to things, of course. That'll be coming up, but that's not what today's about. We would like some input, albeit you anywhere else in the globe, but we really, really want to hear from our New Zealand community. We want you guys to interact with us because we have a handful of y'all of our beautiful country that come and chat to us every week. But we need more feedback. Feedback, guys, really. Where do you want to see our show going? What do you want to see on our show? What content do you guys want to see us talk about? Where do we're at the direction. Feeling a little lost here, guys. Needing the feedback because I've been doing this a while. And at this point, we've not run out of things to talk about because there's always new vape gear, there's always new juice, there's always new vendors. Those things aren't the issue. But we're feeling a little stagnant. Do you guys still want to keep seeing us every week? Do you want to see us talk about something we haven't covered? And yeah, I know what you're thinking. Megan and her coil builds, it is still on the plan. It really is. And a coil building episode will happen once Megs is set up to be able to do so and film it correctly to share with you guys. So those things aside, I know someone's going to say Megan and the coil builds. I know. Because we've talked about it so much often. And I know you loyal viewers haven't forgotten about Squid Dude Eater. That will happen in the future when Megs is set up. I'm talking about other things. You know, what do you guys want to hear from us? You know, we're just chilling tonight. We're going to announce a giveaway winner, but and aside from that, we're just vaping, chilling. And I don't want to. I don't know. What about you, Megs? I don't want to feel like we're sitting here talking the same old casual, if you know what I mean. What's your vibe on it?
Yeah, I mean, because when we have shows such as today, for instance, where we don't have a featured vendor or for the show, because when we have a vendor on the featuring on the show or even sponsoring it for the week, we have plenty to talk about, because we can talk about the vendor. I was about to talk them up, but it's not necessarily what we end up doing. We talk about the vendor as well as the products that they provide, whether they're an all-round shop that provides everything from hardware to juice, etc., or just a juice vendor. It gets a little bit nerve-wracking when we have those periods when there is no vendor. It's like, what are we going to talk about? Oh no. So yeah, it's difficult to try and come up with content every single week. I mean, to the point where I had actually gone to Mox. I was like, what do you think of the idea of doing a fortnightly show instead of a weekly one? Just to give us that time in the week, if we weren't to do a show, to collate some information and stuff to talk about.
I feel me on that, but I don't vibe it. Because if we're going to be doing this,
it was more of a suggestion. It was just suggestions. But yeah, I mean, information, like Mox said, feedback is important in order for our show to thrive. We need something to go on. I mean, even if it's areas where we can improve or do slightly better, all feedback is better than none. So I mean, I've heard from a handful of people who I end up bumping into, like whenever I end up attending a few vape meets, and they're like, "Hey, are you Megan from like the Ohm Kiwis, or that YouTube show or something like that?" And it's like, "Yeah, that's me." And yeah, I get praise and stuff, or kudos for doing the show, which is nice. It's nice. I have to admit, it feels pretty good to bump into those that watch the show and give us big props for it. But yeah, hey, feedback is definitely an important thing in order for us to grow our channel and make it better for everybody. Just kind of looking around and looking at some of the comments in chat there. So regarding tutorials, building, DIY liquid. Regarding the DIY liquid, we actually had a guest a little while back, Fresh03. We had him have a guest appearance on our show, talk about DIY, and that was excellent. Much like we do when we have Mooch on the show, when he does his battery safety spiels and things like that. It's excellent to have those kind of guests on the show, giving their insight and information. We had actually sort of talked about having Fresh maybe appear on the show again. We haven't approached him as yet, but it's something that we're kind of looking at on the cards. And in regards to like build tutorials, like Mox said earlier, it's I'm not in a position to be able to do that right now. My setup, how I'm set up right now, does not work in order to do a build tutorial on the show. I am sitting at a literal computer desk. So I've got like a pull-out keyboard tray and just a little bit of space where my laptop sits. And I've got things that just, I can't set it up like right here where I'm sitting. I need a proper setup where I can actually have my build gear there and you can actually see what I'm doing. I know I've mentioned this in the show in the past, but yeah, for those of you who haven't seen that particular show or those ones, yeah, that's the reason why I haven't done them as yet, because I'm not quite set up in order to show you a build tutorial properly, but I'm hoping to do that. It's gonna be a heck of a process. It's gonna take time, because what I'm looking at doing is actually moving everything from my room into one side of our garage. We have a double garage, and my flatmate's the one who drives. I don't drive. I'm just like, my God, I'm admitting this on the internet. So half of the garage is available to be set up as a workshop, as sort of space, vape space with couch or coffee table. So if I happen to have friends, because Mox comes over, as well as MOXLEY, and yeah, it'd be nice to have a space for us where we don't have to worry about infringing on the house with vaping, because we have I have a flatmate that doesn't vape, and she has a daughter, and she doesn't quite like it around her, which I completely respect. But yeah, I have a lot of cleaning up to do in that garage, because like I mentioned, with her being the only person that uses one side of the garage, the other side became a storage space. Stuff just got thrown in there. And yeah, it looks like a bomb went off in there. So it's a whole lot of cleanup that needs to be done. And it doesn't help when our warmer months are coming. So it's like, oh. It's hot and sticky times ahead of me. For me, it's like, oh no. But yeah, I will get there. I do endeavour to get there. So yeah, so once that is done, then we can start working on the build tutorials from there. I'm definitely hoping to have something like that on the cards for us. What else was there?
Oh, hang on, we got some more shout outs, darling. Big loves going out to Elmo. Nick has rolled in. And oh, wifey. Ben's got wifey listening. Hi, Toby. Who else did I see roll in? Where have you gone? Hey, Chris, there you are, darling. Lovely for you to be able to join us at this ridiculous hour over in the US. So, loves to you all. So, just to elaborate on what Megs is saying, yes, I do plan on organising to have Fresh on the show again and talking DIY. If you guys didn't catch the last one when he was on, and right the second the episode number has blanked on me, so sorry for that, but it's in the Ohm Kiwis playlist. Fresh's name is in the title of the video. He created a New Zealand juice for me and Megan and I, whilst on the show, magnetic pavlova. So if you guys actually do follow Fresh on the ELR DIY juice recipes site, which is recipes free for the public, all of the ones he does on his shows he puts up, they're available for all. There's actually that recipe that he made for us, dedicated to us in New Zealand, magnetic pavlova, that is up on his recipe list. And there's also, you'll come across a few others with my name in them as well. I haven't tried any of them. I do plan on doing so, but I haven't tried any of his creations, including our own one that he titled for us as well, because that involves putting in a whole lot of concentrates and all the bits and pieces.
Yeah, it's quite a complex juice, isn't it? Like with the number of concentrates that went into it.
Yeah, it's a wee purchase to make that one, get all those concentrates. And if you aren't a DIYer, you know, getting set up and buying all the bits and pieces you need, you know, it's just like when you start vaping, there's the initial setup and then away you go sort of thing. DIY, we can come back to anytime. We can talk about it anytime. I have discussed a little bit of DIY in the past. For some of you who may not know, way back in the beginning of my vaping career, That's the wrong word. Vaping journey. I used to DIY way back when career. What career? Wrong word. In the journey, yeah, in the beginning I DIY'd, but I haven't had the need to for a little while. Definitely a topic we can come back to. I just wanted to elaborate for all of you guys who are out in live chat and are throwing things at what we're saying. Anyone watching the video, whether you're in live chat or you're watching this on the replay later, whether you've never heard of us before or whether you've been a long-time follower, any feedback would be appreciated in the comments on this video so that we can come back to them after tonight and, look over ideas and have more discussions and what have you about things that we want to do. Now, the other thing that I wanted to bring up that sort of runs parallel with talking about fresh is that I personally feel like we shouldn't have to just go grab a guest to provide content for you guys. So that's another reason why we're wanting feedback. There are some relatively easy answers to keep going. Just keep on keeping on. Episodes like this, talking shit, talking to you guys. Just casual nights, vaping and chilling. We can keep on with them. We can get continuous guests and go round and round in circles. And that also starts to get a little bit old for us, depending on the guest, of course, and the content of those shows for you guys as to how you feel about them. But I see that as an easy answer, whereas I want to hear what you guys want from us bringing you the show, not us having the show and, oh shit, we've got nothing to talk about, let's go grab a mate. That's not providing valuable content as far as I'm concerned. If that is a pre-arranged guest, someone like Mooch, like amazing knowledge to share for all, someone like Fresh, amazing knowledge to share for all, those shows are arranged. They're organized weeks, sometimes months ahead because of people's schedules and because of time differences. On a case like tonight, we could have easily grabbed a mate and just literally shot the shit for a show. Is that a show you'd watch, really? I mean, I know that this may not be overly entertaining right at this minute, but we want your interaction. Cannot say that enough. We need to hear from you guys, again, in the comments on the video, please, so that we can come back to whatever your suggestions may be. And tell us what you think, what your vibe is. I don't know. And like I said before, it's feeling a little stagnant, and at the point of stagnancy, it's two options. It's rev it up, which is where we're asking for you guys for some suggestions. Hey, give us some ideas. Maybe you're going to come up with something we haven't thought of, or a way to go about something we haven't thought of. Everybody has different perspective. That's why we're asking. Or the other alternative really is to cut it, and is to just go, okay, well, we've done all we can do and end. We don't really want to do that, guys. Albeit,
we're definitely surprised that we went this long.
Yeah, albeit days can get painful. Like we don't really, after this long, want to stop now when there could be something, or hopefully is something more that we can still bring you. So, don't want that to be a downer. Just want it to be food for thought, guys. Because, we give up our time, we volunteer our time, we take a chunk of our life and put it aside to be able to bring this to you, to organize all the bits in the background, the giveaways, the vendors, the whatever, the guests, all of it. That's our time completely volunteered. So what do you want from our time? I'll leave it there, guys. So, how's chat going? What's going on out here? Oh, we're talking cherry flavors. And yeah, there went DIY. I wondered if it would. Okay. So there's another aspect that's been brought up with guests having their insight on the vape industry, their journeys, individual stories. Is that new? I'm not discounting the suggestion at all, but there's so much of that out there already. If you are a regular YouTube viewer of many shows across the globe, you know, I personally feel there's a lot of that particular type of show already happening. We've all got a story, we've all got a journey to tell. Not discounting that whatsoever. But we need another show doing that same thing? Not discounting the suggestion, I'm just, the feedback, the rolling discussion. What do they call it? Brainstorming. We're brainstorming. But we want to be brainstorming with you guys, as opposed to just me and Megan going, hey, this is what we're bringing you. Some weeks, that's what it is. This week, we're asking you. Of course, there's the advocacy side of things. That particular suggestion, Chris, I can't help but feel is very American orientated, and I really need to hear what our New Zealand community is wanting from us. I have a lot of interaction with you guys across the globe, not just in the States. And that's great. That's fucking awesome. You guys know I love you guys to pieces, wherever you are in the world. And the reason why we started the show, the reason why I was like, hey, Megs, do you want to do this with me? Was to bring our New Zealand scene, our New Zealand vape community to the rest of the world. We've done that. But what more can we be doing with it? And right at this point, we need more interaction and engagement from our own community right here in New Zealand to be able to be giving a true insight of what's going on here in our scene to the rest of the globe. I know, I hope you guys are vibing where my thoughts are at with that. Not at all discounting any suggestions, just brainstorming as I'm reading them. Ooh, somebody wants a Brandon show. Again, another Brandon show. I think somebody out in chat's a Broadside fan. Love you, Brandon. Lol.
How many times have we had him on the show?
He's been mentioned on many, and we've talked about him as Broadside on many, but I believe he's only been on that one when we were in Christchurch for Vape Day earlier this year.
No, but there were like a couple of times where he was in his workshop, wasn't he? Or one or two times?
Oh, actually, sorry, take that back. Yes, 2 shows then. Sorry, yes, there was the workshop show, and then there was, that was the prelim to him leaving the country and coming over to Christchurch Vape Day, and then he was here with us. Yeah. So, yeah, you are correct. There's 2 shows with Brandon in it.
Yeah, as much as we would love to sort of get him to appear on the show, we'd have to check his schedule. He is busy man.
Yeah.
He is almost never in the States.
That's the same with any guest, though. It's all about scheduling, especially with time zones and travel and how busy they are. So, all those factors, guys. So I really like Shakira's idea out there, Neds. She would like to hear about our experiences with vaping and our day-to-day stories. That's definitely one we could ramble on. Depends on what you'd like to hear about our vaping experiences, really. We've got another suggestion out there, honey. Jen would like to know the Ohm Kiwis top 5 flaves and our fave mods we own and why.
Ooh. We should be jotting these down.
But I'll remember that one. And Jen, you can always remind me that one later. Just to elaborate for Shakira, because she has asked who is Brandon, being that we're referring to him by name, Brandon Campion is Broadside. He is the creator.
He's a mod maker.
And also BJ Box Mods. He was BJ Box Mods before Broadside, and I've known him for about 3 years, so pretty much almost my entire whole vape.
Let me try and see if I can do this. He makes these. These are his products. So this is I've had this for
2 years?
About 2 years. Yeah, that
Yeah.
I've owned for about 2 years. It's a personalised PWM series box. I got this through a group buy from the DrippinDolls, which is also featured above and part of the giveaway for the hats. He was a big supporter of the DrippinDolls group when these were made, and yeah, absolutely, yeah, I loved this thing. It was my go-to mod at the time when I received it. I used it solidly for more than a year, and these two tubes, we got the black one here, which is the aluminium anodized broadside. This was one of the first mech tubes that he released in this style, as well as in brass and copper. It also won the 2016 Best Mod of the Year, and yeah, he's won numerous mods for his tube mods. And this other one here is a white brass Admiral. I absolutely love his work.
And I, just as you started talking, I went like this, because in my head I was thinking, and cue the broadside promoting.
Oh yeah. Cue the broadside promoting. He's got something new coming up, so yeah, it's all exciting. You and your little
I just have to rub it in. I just have to rub it in. I apologize. I need to polish.
Yeah, I try to keep mine clean, but I've been using it for the last couple of weeks, so she's a little bit dirty. Well, I wouldn't say, no, it's not dirty. It's a little bit patina.
Hey, Pip's in the house. How you doing, darling? Hope everything is going fabulous at Edge's Bar. Oh, and I forgot to say at the beginning of the show, but happy Halloween to all you over there on the other side of the world who are still in the Halloween vibe.
That's right.
That just totally reminded me. If you guys do want a wee little lull, because just talking about guests and things, and I mentioned Halloween last year, a year ago on Halloween for our show, Megs and I slightly dressed up, and we had the Vape and Bogan on the show. So if you guys want to see that episode, that was exactly a year ago. Ooh, what else we got going out there? New Zealand and Australian vape issues, vaping, flavour bans, nicotine, etc.
We touch on those topics when they come up. So when they start hitting the news and they become kind of like headlines. See, around the time when the New Zealand government announced that they were going to legalise the sale of nicotine e-juice, we were right on top of that. What was excellent about that particular announcement, it happened to be on a day that we were actually doing the show. So as soon as that article came out, yeah, I was grabbing it. We did the show. I talked about, well, Mox and I talked about that article, and it was awesome. We've also touched on a bit of the Australian issues that they've been having. Like they're struggling to even try and legalise it. Legalise the sale of nicotine, which is most unfortunate.
It's a poison in most states over there, so
yeah,
nicotine itself illegal outright in a lot of Australian states.
Yes,
not all, but a lot of them. It's just awkward over there. Like they're so get a clue already. Oh. I know.
Yeah, a lot of the Australian, the Australian vapors over there are frustrated as heck. They just can't. They don't understand why the government's being so difficult. I think there was an Australian MP over there who even said that they were looking like a laughing stock when New Zealand had just announced that they were legalising the sale of nicotine e-liquids. As for flavour bans, I haven't seen anything come up in New Zealand as at the moment. I'm really hoping that we don't fall into that gap.
I can't think of any.
Yeah, because I think I think some flavors have been banned in the US. I think I can't remember. If any of the Americans that are watching can confirm, that will be fantastic. But yeah, we try to stay on top as to what's happening in our news, and we try to give it to you as quickly as we possibly can, and share our points of view. Because we did express our points of views regarding the regulation that they were suggesting, like the government, that's what I'm meaning by they. And I think the main part that we are more concerned about in regards to the regulations that the government here in New Zealand are looking at is by putting vaping under the Smoke-Free Environments Act, which means like no vaping in workplaces as well as places that you are not allowed to smoke in. Our concerns for both Mox and I was that by having that particular regulation approved and pushed through, that it will affect our vape events. Because there are a number of events that, especially large establishments, whether it be an event, or a purpose-built event place. I'm trying to think of the words that's like got to come out, and it's not coming out of my mouth right. So I'm just going to say that.
It's not like a vape venue entirely for that exists. So yeah, that's valid.
So like event centres, for instance, they have smoke-free policies, and they are very strict on them. So if we were to be lumped in under the Smoke-Free Environments Act, we're not going to be able to have access to these large venues in order to expand our vape days. There may be issues with being able to vape in a vape shop because of that Smoke-Free Environments Act. There are lots of things that we need to take into consideration, and that I'm hoping that those within our advocacy groups are looking at. So yes, so we're just waiting and kind of holding our breath a little bit to see what the government comes up with in regards to the regulations of legalizing the sale of nicotine e-liquids. So yeah,
it'll be interesting. I mean, we are watching that one closely, and there are advocates busy in the background. Yeah, it's only really, I think, two parts of our legalization for nicotine that fall under the possible. See, they haven't amended the Smoke-Free Environments Act to include those, but that is the discussion upon the law change. That's those 2 points that cross over into the Smoke-Free Environments Act are the points that are being worked on. We'll see. Oh, okay. I just spotted what's going on out in chat. Yeah. So I didn't realize that it was actually in motion of going ahead. I'd heard rumors. Just there's a discussion on out in live chat at the minute about some states in the US banning some types of e-juice flavors or ingredients of, and Niji has just said a couple of states want to ban all flavors. So is that effectively all e-juice? I'm sorry to hear that, guys. The FDA over there, what are they up to?
They're creating more damage. That's what they're doing.
Yeah, well, we know what they're up to. It's all about the dollar in their pocket. It's not about saving lives, is it? And that's what we fight for. Oh, bless. Hey, Nick, how you doing? And I want to give a hello out there to Dylan. Welcome, welcome. Hope everybody is fabulous. We're just chilling tonight, Nick. We're just having casual rambles and, yeah, looking for some feedback from our New Zealand audience, all of our audience. But come on, you Kiwis, pipe up and, yeah, let us know what you think. Again, in the comments, even if you say it out in live chat right now and we have a korero discussion about what is being conversated over. Yeah, please put all suggestions in comments on this video after the show is done, and then we can come back and conversate over your suggestions at a later date.
Just got to think of the answers for them.
Yeah, totally. Actually, that just made me think. Christine made a comment just before. Where did I see it? A Q&A type show. So literally, like what we're asking, getting a whole lot of comments, questions, what have you, happening down in that comment section on the video, and then come back to it and do like a Q&A session for those comments, questions. That's total option. Get the questions rolling in, guys. We got plenty to say. You just gotta ask us what you want to know. Oh, what's happening here? All the FDA had to do was label it a tobacco product so that the individual states can wreak havoc on the industry. Oh, Niji, I'm so sorry to hear that, honey. America, Trump, what you up to? It's all about lives. Come on now. Saving the lives, being there for the next generation, having healthier options for the next generations. Like, how is it really so hard for them to see that bigger picture? Are we the only with brains going on here? Or I don't know.
Oh, Canada as well.
I feel like we're talking to a brick wall. The governments, I mean, not you guys. Oh, Canada is threatening to ban all flavors too. That's sad. After, you know, the progress, the fighting, the years that have gone on in the fight of advocacy, the fight to save lives. 1 billion lives? What? Why start havoc on it now? You know, like, seriously, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, they could have said we ban everything now, right when they were being dicks about all of it.
Yeah.
Why now? What's changed? Are we hitting our heads against a brick wall trying to get them to listen? Feels like it some days, doesn't it, guys? I just don't even know. We're so progressive down here, yet not at the same time. And then we look at awesome progressive places like America and then go, what?
Yeah. Exactly. Oh yeah, we completely agree, Niji. Yeah, that all they see and want is the dollar signs.
Money, money, money. I have some of that, thanks, but not for the reasons you're doing it.
You dodgy ass mofos.
I know, right? Oh, I'm going to sidetrack right this second. What are you vaping on, Niggs?
Oh, I've got 2 flavors going on. One of them that doesn't necessarily... Oh, no, I can hold up the bottles. Yeah. Okay. So, at the moment, I've got the Limitless Arms Race and the Vandy Vape Perseus. Much what I had last week. But I've got Fantology Potions Ether in there. I really wish that I could... I can tell you what the flavor profile is. I just have to find it.
It's some of your American juice, isn't it? Your cloud sponsorship juice.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. I think this is it. Yes. So ether. So this one. I'll try and bring it up a little closer so you can see it. I've actually posted a couple of pictures with this bottle of juice on my Instagram account. And ether is a cool prickly pear citrus.
Prickly pear. We were talking about that today, Megan.
Yes, we were.
Oh, I didn't see you that photo either. I have a prickly pear cactus in my garden.
And the other setup that I have, I've got the Zenith with the Recoil Rebel on it. What? You're so white, Zenith. Come on. And On this, I am currently vaping 2 flavors at the same time. I swear I'm going to get in touch with this man and go, hey, do the show. Oh, come on. It's my all-day vape, if it will focus. It's jackfruit jungle and watermelon juice from Just Eat Juice. Jackfruit jungle, for those of you who don't know, I've been vaping since October 2015 and I haven't stopped.
It's her go-to.
Yeah, it's my go-to juice. And when he added watermelon juice to his juice line, yeah, I decided to try it out. Tried it on its own, and it's like, oh, it's not as smooth as jackfruit jungle. And it's like, let's try it with jackfruit jungle on top of it. And it's like, oh my god, that's amazing. And so, yeah, I mixed the two together, and it's nom 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 nom. I'm so weird. But that's currently what I'm vaping on at the moment.
And what have I got going on? So you guys have ever seen my captain's going on in my hand, my rainbow captain with my trusty Limitless hanging out on top, and a little bit of Captain America, because why not? And in my Limitless, I actually got 2 juices I have mixed up. And
neither of them.
Yay! I'm not the only one.
them are in chat right now. Oh, well, you'll get shout out loves anyway. Going out to Adam Vapes and I Vape Australia. I have mixed up some Sugar Baby, my go-to, with some Anion. I got it right.
You did it! You did it!
I always say this name wrong. Anion is a strawberry lime lemonade mixed with Sugar Baby, which is a banana strawberry hubba bubba or bubblegum. They go lovely together. They really do. So shout outs to them, even though they're not hanging tonight. I can't believe I said it right. Jock, when you watch the replay, please note. When we did the tasting for Jock and we did his whole line of juices, I just kept saying it wrong. Every show I've vaped that juice since, I keep saying it wrong. And I'm not going to say the wrong name now because otherwise it'll get stuck again. It's an ion. I almost stumbled. Hey, we got Gizzy in the house, honey. What's up? Hope you're
I'm going to pull myself down
today.
a little bit, so if you can hear a slight hum, it's because I've got a little fan going.
Oh, okay. Seeing as you mentioned the fan, do the thing.
Do the thing?
Do the thing. You did it just before we went live.
Oh, the thing.
This is
that thing.
It plugs into her phone, but she did a cool thing. So, on behalf of Halloween, here is the thing. It looked really creepy, like a ghost go around her face earlier. There we go. Happy Halloween, y'all.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. There are lips on our caps. Yes, Gizzy? There are lips on our caps. My lips. That was a perfect segue. Shall we do the giveaway? Do you guys, someone out there want a hat?
Who wants a hat or a beanie?
I can hear you. All right, let me just get this sorted, guys. I've got last week's video open. Oops, I just hit a thing. Uh-oh. Hang on. Please hold. I'm clicking wrong things. So, just to recap, on last week's show... Oh, don't play.
Don't play.
Yeah, the page reloaded with the video. No play. Okay. On last week's show, we announced that we're going to give a DrippinDolls hat away to one lucky winner across the globe somewhere with your choice of the military, which I am wearing this evening, or an NZ Dolls beanie, which is there. Or if you happen to be in New Zealand and you specifically want one, you have the choice of the NZ Dolls beanie, which actually, I'm going to grab it so you guys can see it up close because it's just slightly different.
Yeah, yeah. Show and tell.
Show and tell. So, you guys know and can see the DrippinDolls logo. Ooh. This is the international DrippinDolls logo for all of us across the globe.
Shush.
And this one, turn your phone off. And this one is specifically, that is lime green. You can't see it too well with my camera, but it has the hashtag NZDoll on the front. So if you are in New Zealand and this is the one you specifically want, holla if you are the winner. So hang on, right, let's get myself sorted. So the entries for the competition were hashtag DrippinDolls and just telling us which hat you would like and where in the globe you may be. It was that easy. That easy. Oh, bless.
But we did state that it was important to spell DrippinDolls.
Yes.
Correctly.
You had to spell DrippinDolls correctly. Now, that might seem such a simple thing to say. Sometimes people ain't listening. Sometimes people ain't reading. So, should there be an incorrect entry that I draw, I will redraw it because it was stipulated. So, for all giveaways, guys, please make sure you listen or read correctly, and then you know that your entry is spot on. All right, I'm trying to find, what am I trying to find? The randomizer website that I use. Where have I put it? There it is. Please hold. Loading.
Please hold.
Please hold. Loading. Right. We want the video URL. Really? Hold music?
Yeah. Totally.
Okay. Okay, shut that. That's loaded. That's loaded. Okay. Come back to you guys. Hi, Megan. I can see you again.
Hey.
Hi. Oh yeah, I went like this. There we go. Sorry, I wasn't looking at the screen, guys, so I didn't actually see where my hand went before.
Oh yeah, you kind of went below it and then above it.
Yeah, I went like this, but I wasn't looking at the screen to actually do that correctly. So as you can see right here beside me is the correct spelling. The DrippinDolls, not a Z. And there's no G. It's not dripping. So that is why we're like, please read, please listen, and for a correct entry. There were a couple who didn't quite get it right. Hey, what? Sorry, I just saw a comment from Gizzy. You saw my bum? Oh, I got up more. Oh, hey.
And then when Maxie commented bottom, all of a sudden I got like the minion.
Yeah, there was just a lucky shot for you then, Gizzy, because nobody normally sees me below the waist. If I'd known I was going to do that, I would have put different pants on. Just saying. Oh, bless. Okay, right, hang on. Let's go back to this page. And do your drum roll, Megs. And the winner is... Dun, dun, dun! Elmo!
Elmo winded.
Oh, bless. Congratulations, Nick. You are hailing to us from Christchurch. Elmo is out there in chat listening. And I would actually just like to read out the comment that he wrote, because Nick is an honorary NZ doll of ours, and he actually already has one of our beanies, and he's one of only 2 males that rock the NZ dolls gear here in New Zealand. He's actually one of 2 males that rock any of the DrippinDolls gear so far. However, this comment, I'd like to take the beanie, and if I win, I will give it to Joe in New Zealand, because you guys have an awesome show and you make Wednesday a whole lot brighter. Oh, Nick.
Aw.
Warm fuzzies, because you know I've been struggling today, so that's actually beautiful. Congratulations, honey, and congratulations, I guess, maybe to Joe. I can only assume that you are still going to go ahead with that comment. You're out in chat, love, so give us a holler what you're going to do. And whether or not that is an NZ doll beanie or a DrippinDolls beanie with the pink lips that you want for her. Oh, yeah, it's still going to Joe. He said out in chat. So, oh, bless you, honey. That's an awesome thing to do. So, hang on. I will get the things. Oh, well, I'll
In the stuffs.
That one's over there. So, an easy doll beanie or a DrippinDoll beanie, which is just hanging out on my mannequin. That's why it's like on my hand. It's just over there. Yeah. Yay, that's awesome. Joe hasn't been feeling too flash lately, and she's been on a bit of the download, so I'm sure that's going to put an awesome smile on her face, honey. Yeah. Max is like, which Joe? Valid question. I believe I know which Joe, but I'll leave it out there in chat for Nick to elaborate. Yeah, congrats, and congrats on the whole pay it forward too, and like, I don't know, they're just warm fuzzies, Nick, you know, entering comp and then stating right from the get-go that you're going to give it to someone else. So yeah, I'd like to know which doll actually that's going to. I believe I know. Oh, yay the dolls. Yay for our male dolls. Yeah, you're all dolls to us. Darlings, you're all dolls. Oh, bless, that's fun. That's exciting. And you know, the more awesome merch that we can spread out there around the globe and share the doll loves, the better. Because who doesn't want new cool merch, vape merch, new merch in general? Swag it up, yo.
I do. I always have room for more.
I know, right? It's going
I'd
to
like more
Joe
snapbacks.
Opinion. Awesome. It's another one of our dolls. That's lovely.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. So yeah, you can message me at the Unfinished page, please, Nick, and let me know which beanie that you would like me to send to Joe, and I will suss out her address, and we will get that on the way to her. Blah.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. I've got a little bit tongue-tied there. You did warm fuzzies to everybody. Totally, Gizzy.
You do, Andy.
Oh,
Well,
bless.
Andy.
Okay, so, well, you know, giveaways done. We've been chatting to you guys about what you want from us. So like, now is the
What
perfect
do you
point.
want from me?
Now
Oh,
is the
sorry.
perfect point that just highlights. Well, it just right now highlights needing something more that you guys want from us, because you know we've done the giveaway. We've still got some time to kill. We can keep yapping if we want. We can end it if we want. But we'd rather be giving you guys something you want to hear or learn about or see, or trying to think of more adjectives. Just reminding you all, if you want any of the doll merch that is currently available, t-shirts, singlets, hoodies, what have you, they are all there in the description below. All those links are down there. Separate of the hats. The hats are like one-off runs that I do pre-orders for, and in our individual groups and what have you. But all of the t-shirts and everything that is up on those sites down below is all available for public purchase at any time. So don't just wait for a giveaway or for us to holler at you guys. If you want one, there's the link.
Including like some of our own merch, like for the Ohm Kiwis.
Oh yeah, we've got Ohm Kiwis t-shirts and hoodies going on down in the description, guys. We are just still in process of sussing hats. So yeah, like I say, if you want new swag and you're like sitting there waiting for it, yo, links below.
I know.
Oh, none of us can ever get enough warm fuzzies. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Actually, hang on.
Gotta love the fuzzies.
There you go, vape kiss even. Vape kiss. All the warm fuzzies. Oh, and for any of you that are out in live chat and would like to be a participant of, sorry guys, I'm talking to the females, and be a participant of a pre-order for more hats, the DrippinDolls New Zealand and Oz chapter, our group, the link is also down below. That's Facebook. So if you're not in the group and you would like to be, and you'd like to get on some hats, and you'd just like to be part of the dolls in a little corner of Facebook, link is down below, guys. So feel free to hit that. Me and Megs are the admins for the Australasian chapter, as I call it, which is New Zealand and Australia. Yeah, so just be me or her accepting you guys, just holler at us. And we have a good handful of our international dolls are actually hanging out in our Australasia corner as well. I believe Christine, who was out there in chat, is in our little corner too. Yeah, so if you want to be part of the next run of some awesome swag, then holler. We got a Facebook page, guys. Anything you want to know at any time, just holler at us. You only gotta click the button and go message. We're just a message. That would be really cool, Dylan. Yeah, if you are also a vendor watching, whether you be in New Zealand, although that's probably preferable for sending things, but whether you be in New Zealand or not, if you're a vendor and you want us to taste something, review something, promo you on our show, the way you have seen us do for many vendors in the past, holler at us through the Ohm Kiwis page on Facebook. Again, we're only but a message away and nothing but a combo. It'll either go one way or the other. You just got to ask. Yeah. It would be really cool if we were hearing more from you guys and not having to chase, because it's promotion for you. It's advertising for your business. It's an episode of our show with your name all over it and you being talked about for the whole 2 hours that you can share around the globe. That's promoting you. That's your advertising. We shouldn't have to be chasing you guys. So if you want the Ohm Kiwis to promo you, holla.
Exactly.
Spork life. Hey, I wish I had my spork. I don't know. I'm sorry, Gizzy. I don't know where my spork is. It's only plastic. It could have broke. Oops, that was loud. Does it accept sporks only or spork and for spork life? I know, like, blah. This is just exactly, perfectly what I'm talking about. You know, we're just chilling. We're just talking shit. Whereas I'd rather be giving you guys information, if that makes sense, and giving you valid content.
Yeah.
Valid content, not just for you, but for my time too. So, yeah, we really want that feedback, guys. Cannot reiterate that enough. Yeah, Lawrence, another empty promise. Again, reiterating it. If you want us to promote you and your business, we shouldn't have to chase you. We're just an avenue where you can get your reach out globally. Why not utilize it? Yeah, no. Ask us a question, guys, because I'm feeling a little bit awkward. I was trying to find a word even. Awkward, yeah.
What you tell me?
What's the best spork on the market? I'm not sure I can answer that. Maybe the titanium. Yeah, titanium probably wins over the plastic. Hey, you know who's missing from chat tonight? Link. Where's the link at?
True.
Oh, bless. So, Megan, okay, I'm just going to come back to Jen's question because it's a gap filler right now. Oh, well, part of her question, I should say. Part of it. What's your favorite mod in your collection? And you can only pick one, and why? Oh, you see that look on her face?
One.
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 I'm just picking a section of what Jen said earlier, but it works right now. Because, you know, why not? People can see half my collection, albeit it might be blurry on our shows. But all of yours is out of shot. Unless you show them, people don't know what you got. And, well, I'm sure we've seen many of them. But who's your fave? Oh, hang on. Well, while you're thinking of that, Dylan threw one out there. Preferred ohms and watts to vape at and why? Okay, I'm going to answer
that one will be quite easy for me. I can quite easily answer that.
Okay.
My preferred ohms and wattage to vape at, I prefer to vape between 0.09 and 0.112. Though that's my favourite ohmage range. Wattage, it depends on the build. If it's an angry build that can fire quite quickly, I'm quite happy to vape that at about 80 watts. If it has more wire mass in it, I guess, or that requires a bit more thermal mass, then I will vape at 100 watts. I don't normally go any higher than that. I like my vapes to be a bit warm, but I don't require them to be hot. So, and that's when I have those on regulated devices. Tube mix in 18650 or 2700 configuration, I sort of sit around the 0.09, 0.1 range. And in stack or series, I prefer to sit at around the 0.4, whether it's in dual 18650 or 2700. Yeah, I don't need an angry vape. I don't need it. And I like to be able to get plenty of flavour. Because when it comes to me and vaping, I need density in my cloud, but I also need to be able to get that flavour. If I've got density and no flavour, I'm not going to continue vaping it because it's not going to be enjoyable. Whereas if I have slightly smaller clouds but the flavour is there, I'm more likely to vape it because I can taste it. And that's where my airflow comes into play as well. With any of my RDAs and tanks, I like a slightly restrictive draw. I need to be able to feel when I'm taking that draw in. I don't mean like super tight, but I don't want it airy where it feels like as if I'm just taking a deep breath. I need some restriction. I feel like I need to work, like I'm working for it.
So gotta work for your vape.
Yeah, so that's my kind of that's my thing. My ohms, my wattage. So that's what I like. What about you, Mox?
Okay, mine would probably be regulated. I like sitting around the 0.12-ish to 0.14, sort of just as my general where I like to sit. And I usually hit that around anywhere between 70 and 90 watts, depending on me and my draw. For those of you that know that I have been battling a lot of illnesses over the last few months, one of them being pneumonia, my actual suck, my draw, my lungs are still not 100% healed. So I've very much been on the, for want of better words, lower cloud side because I can't suck as hard. That sounds really bad, but that's how it is. Right at this minute, I'm hitting 75 watts at a 0.14. I got some juggernauts going on in my Limitless. On a MEC, yeah, I don't really like going below 0.1. We'll end up with a 0.09 build quite often. That's as low as I will comfortably vape. I have been lower, I'm not going to tell you how low, but that's a comfortable vape. And again, probably that with that range, I don't like vaping any higher than maybe a 0.12 also, MEC I'm talking about. And that's, again, like Meg's just saying, depending on the coil of the wire and which RDA you've got it going on for that draw as well. All of those are factors. I vape lower than Megan. Always have. She sits here going, "Oh, I'm at 100 watts today," and I'm like, "I'm 80." Yeah, and just is. That's my comfort zone for the heat. I don't like a hot vape. You guys will hear my vape like pop and spit often. That's when it's starting to get a bit hot and you get the hot juice hit the inside of your lip. Yeah, that's always owie. Yeah, and that's probably about my range for ohms and wattage. I was just thinking about another question that was out there, and I'm thinking about that first one too. Your favorite mod. Still keep thinking about that one, Meeks. But I'm going to go to my first mod because Shakira asked an awesome question, and I happen to have it right here. My first mod I purchased myself. Now, I don't have my beginnings. I started out on a Vamo version 5. That's a regulated 15-watt device, very similar to the AIOs that are out there, minus the tank piece. I'm not even sure many of you even know what a Vamo is because it hasn't been on the market for a while. It's that old. So I started out on a Vamo and a ProTank.
My dad's got one.
Kangatech ProTank 3, that was my first device. And in my first box mod, my partner made for me, and I vaped on it solidly with this wee beauty. Oh, you can't even see it properly. It's in the Addy stand. I'm not going to pull it out, but that's a Uber sub tank. It's the giant, the sub tank, and it's the first huge Uber tank that Kanga put out. Like,
the sub tank plus, is that what it was
sub
called?
tank plus, I think it is. Yeah, it's like a 7-8 mil tank, and it was big for that then, and it's huge. And that I had that on APPAREL box mod that he made for me. He now vapes on that because it broke. He had to fix it. But this is my first mod I purchased myself. It's my first MEC. Yes, it needs a clean. I know it sits up on the shelf. Right. Apologies for my shit camera. We all know that's a unicorn that you can see on there. Now, this mod isn't made anymore. And yes, this is a clone. This isn't authentic, because on the authentic, it's very similar to the Pegasus with the Greek writing down the other side. But this is a unicorn, and I bought that as my first mech with this guy, my first RDA. Now, I don't even know if you'll see the logo. It's that faded these days. Oh, no, I can barely make it out. There's an Eye of Horus on that. This is the Enigma RDA. Also not made anymore. Yeah, we're going way back with them. I think I've picked my favourite mod, and it's one I don't actually use anymore. Have you thought of your favourite mod? Actually, have you even got your first mod in front of you?
I do actually.
What's the first mod?
That's what I was reaching for as you were sort of talking. Not many people, I mean, at the time, yeah, there were a number of people that knew this. When I started vaping, I started with a mech mod and an RDA. So when I was building coils, I was building coils from day one. My first setup was a clone setup because I wasn't too sure whether or not vaping was for me. And at the time, I also didn't want to pick up a beginner setup only to want to upgrade to something more advanced. However, there was no warning whatsoever saying that that is not going to be the only setup you ever buy on your vaping journey. So this was my first setup. Putting it together, I cracked up. I laughed at the drip tip. It's a 510 drip tip, but my goodness, is she long. Okay.
Isn't it though? Look at that drip tip.
So this was my first setup. This is the Nemesis mod. This mod is old. At the time when it came out from a Greek manufacturer, and it went for about 200 euros or something like that. And I could not justify spending that much money. So I went with the clone, and it's the and I have a few. I think I've got about 3 more other Nemesis mods, all clones, but this one is the only one that actually comes together flush. So as I was holding it up, you couldn't see any joints because it has the ability to go down to 18,350. So yeah, you can see it just starting to come apart kind of there. So when I close it up, it actually comes together nice and flush, and I absolutely love that. I haven't used it for a while, mainly because it's like I have other mech mods that I prefer over it. Which then leads on to my very conflicting favourite mod. Right now, at this very moment, I'm conflicted between 2, and they both come from the same person.
You'll laugh too in a minute.
Yeah. I absolutely love my broadside and my admirals. They are currently my favourite mods.
Brendan, we've already plugged you.
Yes. It's funny because I don't have a lot of mechanical mods these days that I kind of turn to, and but those 2 I always come back to every time, and I absolutely love them. I'm never disappointed by how hard they hit. They're hard-hitting mods. But if I were to choose a favourite regulated device, it's one that I'm currently not using. It's a New Zealand made one. This is my favourite regulated device. My Hustler. I absolutely love this. But yes. So I've torn between two mechanical mods, but my favourite regulated one is my Hustler. Pose. I couldn't make a decision on the mech one. It's like, which one? I like them both.
I'm looking at my shelf and I'm like, okay, I thought I had my favorite down. Then I was like, but is it? Or is it my favorite to look at? I have a favorite mech. It's the Admiral. Brandon, we love you. My regulated. I was initially going to say my DrippinDolls mod. But it's not a DrippinDolls. It's not a DrippinDolls like Megan's is. It's a DrippinDolls because I've got one of the original stickers from the States from our original group. This is a Vape mod Cobra. This is actually my first regulated. Oh, you see? Look at that mirror, guys. Can you see the TV screen in it? Anyway, the Cobra is in that mirror. Yeah. There we go. I'm trying to put something behind it in the reflection. Oh, my curtains. That'll work. Shit camera, I know, but there's a really cool little Cobra design there, and it comes in many colors. This is my favorite mod to look at because of that. I haven't used it in a while, and it was my favorite when it was my only regulated. However, we put that down. My favorite is also my Hustler. We love you, Jonas. And as some of you know, that custom, goddamn. And I love this because yep, it's a hard hitting solid mod. Doesn't matter if I've got Limitless on it, a tank on it, an RDA on it, she performs every time. This is a DNA mod. He's got it the chipset to 167 watts, maxed out at 167.
Yeah, because it's in dual 18650 configuration. So the chip that's actually installed in the Hustler is the DNA 250 chip.
Yes.
But due to the 18650 dual configuration, you can only do a max of 167 watts. But yeah, it's a gorgeously made mod. I was so distressed when I dropped it the first time. I'd had it 2 weeks and I dropped it on concrete and I was like, no! It still runs like a champ, but yeah, it ended up getting sustaining some cosmetic damage to it. So I was like, So I was very annoyed with myself for dropping it. Jonas was an absolute sweetheart and offered to replace it. But I said, no, this was my mistake. I'm going to own it. So even though it has little bumps and bruises on it, I still use it almost every day. I love it.
Mine
Do not
wasn't
ask me what my favourite Addy is, because
mine was an everydayer. I say was just because now I treat it a little bit more carefully, leave it at home a little bit more because I never want to drop mine on concrete, Megan.
It was an absolute,
I know.
Yeah, it wasn't supposed to. It's the first mod that I've ever actually dropped. And I was, so disappointed. I was wearing a hoodie, a pullover hoodie, and I had stuff in the pockets of the hoodie. And I went to turn around and my Hustler was in my hand and it bumped because of the bulge that the stuff in my pocket was creating. And yeah, it bumped the mod, which then knocked it out of my hands. And I was like, no! It was like when it fell, it was in slow motion, I tell you. I just wish that my hands were quick enough to catch it before it hit the ground. But no, that's what happened.
Right at the minute, my captain's become my daily a little bit. I don't know if that's out of laziness and it performs and it's doing what I want. Could be laziness. I have a lot of choice. Solid product though, and you guys who saw us do the review, or own one will, I'm sure, agree, especially with the ability to go 18650 or the 2700, as you guys saw me actually swapping my batteries out before. Yeah, this is my daily right at the minute, with the side of Zim. Sorry, a side of Gur. Zim's on the shelf. Take that back. Side of Gur. My Pico 25. Gur.
It's a neat little mod. I'm very tempted that if I don't know, I'd have to sort of check to see where my sister is at in regards to her vaping. I'm kind of almost tempted to maybe gift it to her. Maybe. I'm trying to get her off the cigarettes.
I could understand the conflict, though. It's a great mod.
Yes, it is.
Letting it go, helping your sister. There's real conflict.
Yeah, what makes it really conflicting, because a lot of people will be like, yeah, help your sister. My sister is very hard to help because she's her senses are really heightened. As a smoker, it's incredible. Her sense of smell and taste are right up there, even though she smokes. And yeah, the smell of vape, a lot of the e-juice that we have here in New Zealand, or that my father and I vape on, my sister doesn't agree with the smell. Gives her migraines. And there's only been a couple of e-juices that I know of so far that my sister has actually enjoyed. One of them is a juice that my father cannot remember me, but for the life of me, when I tried it, it tasted kind of like banana cake. It possibly may have been a banana bread type of vape. But yeah, the name of this juice completely fades from my father's memory. And the other one is actually from Get Hooked, called That's Amore. I love the names. One day I need to talk to Camilla, so see whether or not if she actually wants to be featured on our show, because the names of her juices are amazing. They're all fish oriented, and I think it's just so clever. There's nothing like it that I've ever seen anywhere. But yeah, That's Amore is a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. My dad got it at one of the at a shop open here in Wellington. He tried it, enjoyed it, bought it, but then my sister tried it and she kind of taxed the bottle. Yet every time I meet up with my sister, she has her cigarettes. And that's where the other conflict comes in. It's like, okay, yeah, you have, like, I think she's got the smoke stick, what the hell's it called?
VA?
One?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. But I don't see her with it all that often. And that's what makes giving her this very hard. Because she smokes more than she vapes. So, I don't know what to do. I might hold on to it a little bit longer. Until she turns around to me and goes, hey, I want to give this vaping like a real shot. And it's like, well, in that case, I'll lend you this.
Yeah. I was just looking for my favourite bottle of Camilla's juice, but it's out of my reach at the minute. I think it's in the cupboard.
Yeah, so am mine. Yeah, I kind of wish that I had them in my hands. Or at least in reach, but they're not. At all.
There was another question out there of what's your favourite juice. But for those of you who are long-time viewers, you hear often about Megs and I's favourite juice. Both of us have even mentioned them both on tonight's show.
Yes, we did. So where were you when we were talking about said juice?
The juices that Megs and I refer to as our go-tos are our favourites that we will come back to no matter what juices around us.
Mm-hmm.
Hey Tabitha, how you doing? Oh, bless. Any more questions, guys? Otherwise, we might wind it up for the night because, again, I'm feeling a little awkward. Hey, keeping it real. Hand of cod. Oh, nice. Tabitha knows Camilla's juices.
Yeah.
Cool. We might just wind it up, love. So for those of you who want to come and join us in the after party and come hang and talk some crap with us live face to face, you are most welcome. I'll chuck the link out into the live chat very shortly. Congratulations again to Nick and Joe, or Joe via Nick. Yeah, maybe that works. Congrats to Joe via Nick for winning the DrippinDolls beanie. Nick, let me know which beanie you would like to head to Joe, and Alexis messaged me with her address, and we will get that all sussed. Feedback. Give us your feedback. Leave us those comments, suggestions, ideas.
Even if questions.
Yeah, questions. Questions are great because you guys know I can talk. So throw the questions. Yeah, we need the feedback. If you have an idea, a suggestion, throw it down in that comment section, and we can come back to it on the video and conversate over said suggestions and ideas. If you want to message us at the Ohm Kiwis because you want to talk to us directly, you can chat to both Megan and I. You can do that. If you're a vendor and you want to utilize this advertising space across the globe, holla. Yeah, I think I'm feeling really awkward tonight, guys, because I feel like I'm lacking in providing for you. So let's hear from you, eh? Yeah, I think we'll throw up some O's. Megs, we're going to go out on some clouds, guys. Of course, every time, don't forget to research what you hear about so that you are educating yourself and you can inform others and advocate truthfully. It's simple. Don't just believe everything you read. Go and research it. We love you guys. We'll be back next week. I don't know what we'll be talking about, but we'll probably be here. You know where to reach us. All them links, all that merch stuff down in the description. Holler at us on Facebook. We're only about a message away. Mwah. Loves to you all across the globe. And we're outie for another week. Out on some clouds, and we'll see you next time. Keep it real.
And be good to each other.
That too.
There we go.
My O's are just space balls tonight.
Yeah, my O's aren't happening tonight either. For some strange reason. Oh no.
There's a couple in there. Keep practicing, guys. If you're into tricks, keep practicing. We love you, spam. We'll see you next week.
Later!